This is DC Channel Guns. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.
What up? This is DC Channel Guns coming at you another gun video. Appreciate you watching. Like, share, and subscribe. I want to appreciate all my subscribers. I want to appreciate everybody. I want to appreciate all the new supporters. I want to appreciate all my old supporters. I just want to appreciate everybody who's been sticking with me through the beginning, from the good and the bad. I appreciate that. So, we're going to talk about magazines. Now, firearm magazines, that is a big topic now that is making headlines. A lot of states are focused on the capacity and stuff that these firearms hold and everything. And, they think that's the solution to stopping gun crime. I'm talking about worrying about how much a firearm could hold is not the solution when it comes to gun crime. And, you got a lot of states believing that. Even states that has now banned the limit on how much a magazine can hold still got gun crime. I'm talking about it's the same stuff that they're trying to stop is still happening. It's not the magazine. Now, we're going to talk about Virginia because Virginia just introduced a magazine ban and stuff. Anything over 13 rounds must go by January the 1st of 2021. So, every magazine, pretty much most of the magazines I have are pretty much over 10 rounds. And they're pretty much at over, 13 rounds. Now, there's a few guns that I have that does hold, 13, under 13 rounds and stuff like that. Now, first of all, very popular, the G2C and everything, it comes with a 12-round magazine. It comes with 12 rounds. So, if you put one in the chamber, you carry it locked and loaded, that's 13. And, most of the G2C magazines are 12 rounds. You probably can't see it, but it's up there, 12 rounds. Now, majority of the magazines that people have, your AR magazines and stuff like that, they're well over 13 rounds. So, this is what Virginia legislation is putting up and everything. So, pretty much, we're having a high-capacity magazine ban situation going on. And, they probably did their homework to see what firearms and stuff. They're pretty much trying to cancel out majority of firearms and stuff like that. Or, you have states like New Jersey where, you can... in New Jersey, they got had a magazine ban and stuff like that. And, a lot of their magazines, you got people who's opening up a business, basically keeping magazines for New Jersey, the people in New Jersey. You pay them every month to store these high-capacity magazines that they have outlawed and stuff. And, when they look at Virginia, I don't know if some of these businesses and stuff looking at Virginia the same way. I don't know if Virginia's going to try to overturn or fight that law or whatever's going on. But, there's people who are profiting off the magazine ban situation. And, it's get very expensive, people. Your average gun owner got more than 20 magazines and stuff like that. At least 10 or more. And, far as you talking about, paying each monthly magazine, it get very costly. Especially by the time you look at a whole year of cost of storing these magazines. And in New Jersey, they had 1 million gun owners and the sheriff said he didn't see not one magazine. So, that is a good thing. People not complying. But the problem is what at stake as a gun owner. I'm talking about, I don't know pretty much what would be the consequence in Virginia if, you have a gun owner in Virginia is caught after, after when this date approaches January the 1st of 2021. What is the penalties and stuff? And we all know that Virginia has pretty much set traps for gun owners in Virginia to make them felons and stuff like that. Pretty much take away your Second Amendment. These are the traps that they're setting. And, I don't know the state of this magazine ban, whether it must go through the Senate, is it still, sitting on House Bill 961, that the delegate Levine, he's pretty much pushing all these infringement laws and stuff in Virginia and stuff like that. But it's something to think about, because a lot of people, I did videos on this before, a lot of people are questioning, wondering, we're buying all these magazines and everything, but, the problem is a lot of states are pretty much introduced these bans as if it's going to solve gun violence. Worrying about how much a magazine hold is not going to solve the problem. I'm talking about they know that, but all they're doing is infringing on, law-abiding citizens. Criminals don't care. I'm talking about you have criminals. Now, for the defense of gun owners, I'm talking about why we need high capacity, because you have criminals. You have people with bad intentions out there that, they're not following the law, so they're running around with magazines that hold 10, 15, 20, 30 rounds. And, we can't just sit here and try to go against criminals and stuff. We're following the law and they're disobeying the law. You have someone who has a 10-round magazine limit and you have one criminal that has 20, 30 rounds. But then if you have multiple suspects that you must defend yourself from, and each one of them carrying 30 rounds, then I think the gun owner should be able to defend himself with whatever means possible. If they require him to have a 30-round magazine or 50 or 100-round magazine, you need to have whatever means is possible to defend yourself, defend your family and stuff. And, these laws are pretty much setting law-abiding citizens, gun owners in this country at a disadvantage when it comes to criminals. And, they know that. They got security. I'm talking about their security team. They're carrying high-capacity magazines. They're carrying enough ammunition, enough magazines to defend off, what they need to defend off from situations and stuff like that. If you look at all your shootings and stuff, especially when it comes to law enforcement and stuff like that, 30, 40, 50, 60 rounds, they're shooting at people who's not even carrying no more than one magazine. I'm talking about no more than about, a few rounds and stuff on them. But, they using all these magazines and stuff. So if the police and stuff using it, you have people who are, that is security for the politicians, they need all this stuff. And you think that a homeowner, a gun owner in his home don't need to be well armed and stuff like that? This is what we got going on, man. We have a two-sided situation here. They want to take all the things out, take all the, things that gun owners have that are accessible to defend themselves, and they're putting the criminals at an advantage. And, that's something that, man, I cannot wrap my head around. I know some of y'all still struggling with that. But, how is it the law-abiding citizen is the bad guy? I'm talking about up to right now, with all these laws that we have, all the politicians, producing all these laws, I haven't seen one gun law that is going to stop the criminal. I'm still waiting. I've been waiting for a politician to come on TV, to get their spotlight, to get their shine on, and say, hey, this law here will go against the criminals. I haven't seen that yet. Everyone I've seen pretty much that's been proposed is going against law-abiding citizens. Now, it's a difference between criminals and law-abiding citizens. A lot of people are struggling to pretty much to clear the airways when it comes to law-abiding citizens and criminals. Now, let's talk about the law-abiding citizen. Now, the law-abiding citizen goes up to the sheriff's department, fills out an application, put all their information up there, go through the vigorous process, background check, fingerprint. That's what the law-abiding citizen doing. Also, if you want your concealed carry, we spend money to go take a course. Then we get the certificate from the concealed carry course. We take it to the sheriff's department and go through more vigorous background checks. We also consent to have your medical records and stuff like that released, to make sure you're able and you're mental capable of carrying a firearm and stuff like that, making good judgment. This is what gun owners are consenting to. I'm talking about if you want a suppressor or you want some type of NFA item, we got to fork out even more information, spend more money, couple $100, send more money to the federal government. They do even more vigorous background check. They just do more digging into, law-abiding citizen to get the things that we need. Now, I haven't seen a politician clear the airway with that. All they talk about is the gun show loophole, how we're, you're buying stuff without doing background checks. I'm talking about we're doing enough of that. I'm talking about we need to do universal background check. I'm talking about what more are you going to look into when it comes to gun owners besides registration? Besides us saying, okay, these are the firearms I got, list all the firearms, all the serial numbers. That's pretty much what they're trying to do to lead to gun confiscation. Now, let's talk about the criminals. Let's talk about the process the criminal have. The criminal's not worrying about the politicians. If you ask a criminal what politicians propose any gun laws, they don't know. They don't care, don't know, and they're not worrying about that on a day-to-day basis like gun owners. Okay, they don't have to go to the gun shop. They don't have to worry about how much money they have to buy the firearm. They're not worried about that. A lot of criminals got just as better firearms than some of the gun owners. They got firearms probably cost guns I can't even afford. You got criminals that got them on the streets. And criminals get their guns by stealing them, and I'm talking about all sorts of ways that they're getting them. Breaking into gun shops. I'm talking about they're doing a whole lot of stuff to get their firearms. They're not spending a whole lot of money and stuff on it. And they're not going to the gun buybacks and turning their guns in. It's just not happening. I'm talking about they're keeping everything that they have. That is what keeps the criminals keep their energy going. This is what they use. This is the tool that they use to rob people and do all this kind of stuff. So, when you have politicians creating laws, none of them laws are pretty much targeted at what the criminals are doing. They only targeted law-abiding citizens. And with your politicians, speaking of, the laws that they're putting on us, a lot of these politicians has firearms. I'm talking about one thing I don't hear is is the politician, when they create their laws, do they pretty much excuse themselves from having these farms, or they're pretty much saying, hey, they can't have the high capacity magazines too? Up to my, because in Virginia during the 2A rally, there was a lot of lawmakers carrying farms into the Capitol. And, that makes me question, is the lawmakers going to be consented to some of these laws? Or they're going to be, they're going to, put themselves not subject to have to obey those laws? Which one is it? Because a lot of these lawmakers and stuff, when they create these laws and stuff, they don't want it to apply to them. It'd be always a little small word in there stuff that, hey, politicians, we're exempt. So we can carry high capacity magazines and stuff like that because they lawmakers. I'm talking about, this is the difference between citizens and lawmakers now. They think they're better than the citizens. I'm talking about, we elect them, we pay them, and this is what they do in this country to gun owners and stuff, to the citizens in this country who pay their salary and their taxes and everything. So just want to talk about that a little bit, give you some type of food for thought, and hopefully that, get you thinking about how deep this thing is. And, we can keep going further and further when it comes to these laws and politicians and the country. I'm talking about, this is some deep stuff here. So this is DC Channel Guns, and I'll catch you on the next one.
This is DC Channel Guns. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.